Morning, YouTube. It's pretty darn early. My head was just full of ideas. I yesterday I spoke to two ladies, and they're like, "I want to get off my meds," uh, and that's cool because I did that too. I was medicated for a long time for anxiety and depression, and you know I was just anxious and depressed because I was not living to my fullest light. But there is a process that goes along with that. And for one, I'm not a freaking doctor. I don't claim to be a doctor. All I can tell you is what worked for me and the process that I went through to become medication free and to become totally happy and joyous in my life. I mean, not that you're not going to be happy every single minute of every day. That's just not how it works. There are disappointments, there's, hard times, things that hurt you and make you cry for a minute. But that's not I don't stay in that, and I'm able to move on and take care of things. And the first thing I would say to you is do not stop your medications. Do not. Don't just cold turkey them. I mean, I did, but I'd already went through the first couple processes that I'm going to describe, and it was still horrible. I was in bed for days with these little zzz, zzz. I don't know how to call them except for the zaps. I called them the brain zaps. Apparently, that can kill you. Um, but I don't know. I think that people put too much faith in doctors. When you go to see a physician, that is a service that you are paying for for. Like you are paying them to help you. Just like if you went to a clothing store, okay, and the lady's walking around, oh my god, those jeans look totally great on you. You know, are you just gonna buy the jeans because that's what she says? Are you just going to take this medication because that's what he says or your doctor says or whatever? I would say no. You know, when I am paying for a service from a physician, that's what I want. They're not going to tell me what to do. It's like buying a car. Nobody's going to tell me what car to buy. That's up to me. Whether I take a pill or a therapy or something like that, medication wise, that is my choice. And a lot of us get roped into it, and then we're on this medication that you need another medication to come off of it. And I mean, that's kind of dangerous stuff. And it messes with your brain chemistry. If you're taking things to alter your brain chemistry, you're not giving your brain a chance to produce that chemical anymore. It's being artificially created within your brain. So your brain's going to stop producing it, and it's going to forget how to do it too, you know? And so, I mean, it's a very long process. And the first part of this actually is like a detox process. Don't go out and buy those detox things because that'll just, it'll rip your body apart. You People have been putting chemicals into their bodies probably for many, many, many years, and to just try to get all of that out at once, it can't be good, and that's not what I would do. Initially, I started a purification of body, mind, and soul. This is very many years ago. I stopped eating fast food for one. Okay, I only go out when I go out to eat. It's usually because somebody's invited me. Uh, I like to eat at little mom and pop places where I know that it's not like Cisco delivering their crap, and that it's just food that somebody's making and giving to me. And they're hard to find, but when you find places like this, they're gems. And I'll tell you that the food tastes wonderful. Also, I stopped using things like mixed up spices and things like that. The packaged spices you can buy from the store, things like that. No. Sea salt and peppercorns that I grind myself. Pretty much the extent of my spices, unless I'm using peppers or things that I pick from the herb garden that I know haven't been sprayed and things. And I found this new way to garden, and I've been trying it. With all the traveling, it's been a little difficult, but um, when I came here to the ranch, they had some hay bale gardening going on, and I thought that is the coolest thing. because there's no chemicals. As long as you make sure you get hay that's organic with no chemicals. So I'd say, like, first start as far as your body is concerned. You probably want to have some purified water. I wouldn't drink water from the tap. I'm lucky here there's an artesian well, so I don't have to go out and uh, try to purchase purified water from an organic source. Um, and you can do that. Uh, it's a little more expensive to eat that way, but aren't you worth that? Aren't you worth that? Really? I mean, what would you pay for, I don't know, McDonald's? You know, it costs, like almost $10 a person to eat there. So why wouldn't you just pay just a little bit more for some organic or grass fed animals, or vegetables? So things like the real food store and the natural grocery and all of that. Totally. But the other thing is to what I call eating closer to the ground. You need to eat things as close to their natural state as possible. Drink lots of water. Quit eating fast food. And then for your mind, I would say, yes, and I'm guilty of this because I'm a total what they call fear porn junkie. I love it. I love to get all riled up, and we all have our drugs, okay? Anyway, so you got to purify your mind. That means, like, for me, mainstream media, nay, nay. And then, like, after not watching it for years, you watch it and you're like, people believe this. I stopped watching TV. I stopped listening to radio. I love music. I totally love music, but I like it to see it live. That's how music was intended, because that's what you feel it. Vibrations are everything. I mean, when you get down to it, we're just a bunch of molecules vibrating together to create this form. Okay, that's too deep. That's another video. But we so just eat close to the ground and as pure as you can. And I love when the Hooterites come by and sell their stuff, because it's really good stuff. They don't use a lot of chemicals and crap like that. And then purify your mind by getting away from all mainstream media and movies and fashion magazines, and all of that crap pollutes our mind and pollutes our self-image, and also to purify the soul, I would suggest some kind of meditation. For me, I really like yoga. I do a little bit of yoga every day. I do the stretching and everything. Helps me to feel stronger, more flexible, and it kind of centers me. And I like to, it. I don't know. It just kind of helps, and also going to the river and being out in the woods and stuff like that. Totally centering. I just sit by the river and just, for the longest time, and let things go through my head, that kind of Zen meditation where you're not trying to stop your thoughts, but you're allowing them to enter and pass through, and without grabbing onto them. Uh, so I would say that was totally the first step. And for me, that step took many, many years. There are a lot of things that I wanted to hold on to. I was a big Jack in the Box junkie. I gotta have it. And then it was Hardee's, and then sorry, it's really dusty. We were doing some work earlier on the drive, and I got some dust in my throat and my sinuses. But and then I stopped taking all over the counter medications as well. Like, I don't take stuff for my colds. I don't take uh, stuff for my stomach. I don't eat antacids. I do none of that stuff. Just clear it all out. But stay on your medications, because that's a different part. You need to purify all of this first. You'll start to notice a slight change, and you'll probably talk to your doctor, and they won't want you to decrease your medication or anything like that. But you probably will find that you need to, that your medicine is affecting you differently now that the toxins are out of your um, body. Okay. So I think I'll make a couple of videos about this, but I just wanted to let those ladies know that, A, I'm not a doctor, but I can only relate what worked for me and how I did it. And I'm not advocating any medical advice to you, but I will tell you this, that at 48 years old, yes, I'm 48, um, I haven't. I've been, done some things, fallen off mountains and hit by cars and blah blah blah, and I didn't have any broken bones, and and I rarely get sick. I sometimes have respiratory stuff, and I find that has a lot to deal with psychologically, or as most illnesses do. Uh, like I believe cancer is the stress illness. I believe that that is the body eating itself because mentally you're eating yourself. Uh, Yesterday I read something really great and it said, be kind to yourself because it's really hard to be happy when somebody's mean to you all the time. Right? Right? Anyways, and on another note, I totally filled out the application or about to make the video and do the pictures for that Alone show on History Channel because I think the last man standing could very well be a woman. Totally me. Yep. And so I'm auditioning, I guess, for the third season, and that's going to be great. I'm really kind of excited about that. I think it'll be kind of cool, get a chance to, I don't know. I just think it'd be cool. So I want to say love and blessings to all my brothers and sisters out there, and hopefully you have a really, really great day. And hey, happy summer.